Nicholas pulled into his driveway on a scorching Tuesday afternoon in Phoenix, Arizona, the kind of day where the asphalt shimmered like a mirage. He was already exhausted from back-to-back Zoom calls when he heard the shouting. "Get out of here, you filthy nuisance!" He slammed the car door and sprinted around the side of the house.
I told you yesterday that your fence is on my
A woman in her
property.
mid-50s with a helmet of bleached blonde hair and a permanent scowl. She had the garden hose on full blast, spraying it directly at Milo, his gray tabby rescue cat, who was cowering under the old wooden cat shelter Nicholas had built last summer. Karen swung the hose like a weapon, then grabbed a shovel leaning against the fence and brought it down hard on the shelter's roof with a sickening crack. "What the hell are you doing?" Nicholas yelled, dropping his laptop bag and rushing forward. Milo bolted toward him, soaked and terrified. Nicholas scooped the cat up, cradling him against his chest. Karen spun around, hose still spraying water across the grass. "This cat is a nuisance. He's been digging up my flower beds, leaving paw prints on my clean patio, and meowing at all hours. I've warned you twice, Nicholas. I'm not putting up with it anymore." Emily, Nicholas's wife, came running out the back door in her scrubs, still holding her keys from her shift at the hospital. "Karen, your mind? That's animal cruelty." Karen's face twisted with righteous fury. "Animal control is on the way. I already called. This cat needs to be removed from the neighborhood. It's in the HOA rules. Nuisance pets must be dealt with." She jabbed the shovel toward the broken shelter. "And this eyesore is coming down too." Nicholas felt his blood boil, but he kept his voice steady. "Karen, Milo has never left our yard. We have a cat door, but he stays on our property. You can't just come over here and destroy my things." "Oh, I can and I did," Karen snapped, pulling out her phone and waving it like a badge of authority. "I'm the HOA secretary. Remember? Damage he caused. And now I've got video of you yelling at me. Good luck explaining that to the board." The animal control truck pulled up 10 minutes later. The officer, a tired-looking man named Officer Ramirez, listened to Karen's tirade for 5 full minutes before turning to Nicholas. "Sir,
according to the city ordinance, the cat
no signs of aggression or neglect. We can't seize an animal because a neighbor doesn't like it." Karen's mouth fell open. "But the rules, the bylaws clearly state, ma'am, this is between you and the HOA, not my department," Ramirez said, already heading back to his truck. Karen glared at Nicholas as the truck drove away. "This isn't over. You'll regret keeping that flea bag." She stormed back through the gate, slamming it so hard the latch rattled. That night, Nicholas sat on the couch with Milo purring on his lap. Emily beside him scrolling through the neighborhood Facebook group. Already, Karen had posted, certain neighbors refuse to control their nuisance cat. HOA meeting next week, everyone needs to weigh in. Comments flooded in, some supportive of Karen, others calling her dramatic. Nicholas stared at the broken shelter in the backyard, lit by the porch light. Milo had been his anchor after a rough year, rescued from a shelter during the pandemic. The one constant that never judged him. He wasn't giving him up. Not to Karen, not to the HO. "I'm done being nice," he told Emily.
I know, honey.
She wants the cat contained.
And we will.
But I'm building him the best
It's
damn
just a lot
catio
to
this
think
neighborhood
about.
has ever seen. The next morning, 2-story catios with climate control weren't cheap. But after seeing the prices, mesh enclosures, cedar framing, ramps, perches, even a small AC unit for Phoenix summers, he settled on a custom design. $10,000. It would connect to their back window, give Milo 3 levels of exploration, shaded lounging areas, and keep him safely inside their property forever. By the end of the week, Nicholas had permits approved through the city, a contractor lined up, and the first shipment of materials arriving. He felt a grim satisfaction as the truck backed into the driveway. Karen's curtains twitched next door. She had no idea what was coming. The construction crew showed up at 7 sharp the following Monday. Hammers rang out, drills whined, and the backyard transformed from a quiet patch of grass into a construction zone. Nicholas had designed every detail himself. A sturdy cedar frame wrapped in heavy-duty cat-proof mesh. 3 connected levels with carpeted ramps. Built-in scratching posts, a weatherproof litter station, and, because Phoenix heat could hit 115 degrees, a discreet mini-split AC unit mounted on the side. It would keep the entire structure at a comfortable 75 degrees year-round. Milo watched from the windowsill inside, tail flicking with curiosity as the walls went up. Karen lasted exactly 2 hours before she marched over. "What in God's name is this monstrosity?" she demanded, hands on her hips. "You can't just build a giant eyesore without HOA approval." Nicholas wiped sweat from his forehead and smiled thinly. "Already got city permits, Karen. And I submitted the plans to the HOA board last week. They're reviewing it." Her eyes narrowed. "I'm on that board. I'll make sure they reject it." By Wednesday, the first floor was framed. Karen started a new Facebook post. "Neighbors, the noise and visual pollution from next door is unbearable. Who else is tired of entitled pet owners?" The post got 50 likes by lunch. Nicholas's phone buzzed constantly with HOA emails. He answered every one politely, attaching photos of the permits and explaining how the Catio would actually reduce any nuisance by keeping Milo fully contained. Emily backed him up, thread with pictures of the broken shelter Karen had destroyed. The tension ratcheted up on Thursday when Karen called the non-emergency police line twice. Once, complaining about construction noise violating quiet hours. It was 10 a.m., and again claiming the materials were blocking her driveway. The responding officer took one look at the clearly marked work zone and told Karen to stop wasting their time. That afternoon, at her helping the crew install the second-level platform when Karen appeared at the fence again. "You think you're so clever," she hissed. "Spending all that money to spite me. $10,000? Nicholas didn't even look down. "It's called investing in my cat's happiness. Karen, something you might try with your own life instead of ruining everyone else's." Her face flushed red.
Frankly, it's none of your
Mark
business
my
what we
words.
build on our property.
Friday brought the AC unit installation. The crew tested it, and cool air poured into the enclosure. Milo, released into the finished first level, immediately claimed a sunny perch, rolling happily in the breeze. Nicholas felt a surge of pride watching his cat explore the ramps like a tiny jungle gym. But Karen wasn't done. HOA complaint citing aesthetic violations and potential property value depreciation.
We'll see about that.
The board scheduled an emergency meeting for the following Tuesday. Nicholas spent the weekend prepping his defense. Photos of the destroyed shelter, vet records showing Milo was healthy and microchipped. Even a letter from the contractor confirming the Catio met all building codes. He wasn't going to let Karen bully him anymore. On Monday night, sat on the patio admiring the nearly finished structure. The motion lights next door flicked on. Karen stood at her window, staring. For the first time, Nicholas saw something besides anger in her expression, something that looked almost like fear. He didn't care.
I think Milo likes
Complete.
his new palace.
Milo was safe.
He really did.
And whatever Karen tried next, he was ready. The HOA meeting was held in the community center on Tuesday evening. 20 neighbors filled the folding chairs, fans whirring overhead against the desert heat. Karen, seated at the head table in her official capacity, looked smug as she called the meeting to order. Nicholas stood when his item came up. He presented his case calmly. The catio was fully permitted, would contain the cat completely, and had been built to enhance their property. He passed around printed photos of the finished lower level, Milo lounging contentedly inside. Karen interrupted immediately. This structure is an eyesore. It towers over my fence line and will decrease property values for the entire block. Plus, the noise during construction was ridiculous. Several neighbors murmured agreement, but others shifted uncomfortably. One older man raised his hand. Karen, you destroyed his old shelter. That wasn't right. Karen's voice rose. I was protecting my garden. That cat is the real problem. The board voted. The catio stayed, approved by a narrow margin. Karen slammed her gavel down harder than necessary. This isn't the end. Construction resumed the next day. The crew added the final roof panels and connected the cat door to the house. Nicholas watched Milo dart up and down the ramps, batting at dangling toys he'd hung from the ceiling. The AC hummed softly, keeping the interior cool even as the afternoon sun beat down. Karen's harassment intensified. She blasted music toward the backyard at odd hours, claiming it was yard maintenance. She called code enforcement twice more, forcing unnecessary inspections that only confirmed everything was up to standard. One inspector even complimented the design. Nicholas's sharpest comeback came on a Thursday afternoon when Karen leaned over the fence during the final trim work. Enjoy your little cat palace while it lasts, she sneered. I'm filing an appeal with the city. Nicholas turned slowly, hammer in hand. Karen, you've spent more energy on my cat than most people spend on their marriages. Maybe try therapy instead of terrorizing the neighborhood. It'd be cheaper than all those police reports you're wasting taxpayer money on. Her mouth opened and closed like a fish. For once, she had no retort. She spun on her heel and disappeared inside. That night, Nicholas installed a set of wireless security cameras around the catio, just in case. The footage would prove useful later, though he didn't know it yet. By Friday, the catio was complete. 2 stories tall, beautifully finished with cedar accents and lush artificial vines for climbing. Milo spent hours exploring every inch, leaping from level to level with pure joy. Neighbors stopped by to admire it. Even a few who had sided with Karen admitted it looked impressive. Karen's curtains remained drawn. But Nicholas caught glimpses of her watching from the shadows. Her expression unreadable. The weekend passed peacefully. Milo thrived.
Cheers to
celebrated
that.
with takeout on the patio,
Look how happy
toasting
he
the
is
new
in
backyard
there.
centerpiece. Then, on Sunday night, the motion camera alert pinged on Nicholas's phone at 2:17 a.m. Nicholas bolted upright in bed, grabbing his phone. The camera feed showed a figure in dark clothes creeping along the fence line toward the catio. The night vision caught the glint of something metallic in the intruder's hand. He shook Emily awake. It's Karen. She's got a pair of wire cutters. They watched in horror as Karen approached the mesh wall of the catio's lower level. Milo, sensing something, hissed from inside. Karen reached out, snipping at the mesh near the base. Nicholas was already pulling on shoes.
I'm watching the catio camera.
Call the
feed.
police.
There's a man outside.
Are you and your family
Tell them we have
secure
video
inside?
of trespassing
Yes,
and
but
vandalism.
He's trying the latch now.
He stepped outside quietly.
Stop right there.
Karen,
I'm recording this. You need to leave my property right now.
she froze,
I know
dropping
exactly
to the grass.
what you were about to do.
This
Get away
thing is
from
attracting
Milo and Get off
raccoons.
my property immediately.
I was just... Save it,
Karen,
Nicholas
this has
said
gone far
coldly.
enough.
You're on
You
camera.
need to leave my
Trespassing, property
immediately,
damage,
or I'm calling the
attempted
police.
animal
We are
endangerment.
done
The police are
discussing
already
this.
on their way.
I
Karen's
told
face
you
crumpled.
this
You don't
catio would be
understand.
a menace.
My garden, my peace, that cat
understand
ruined
you're
everything.
upset, Karen,
Emily
but
appeared
look
behind
at what
Nicholas,
the footage
phone in hand.
shows.
The operator says
What
officers
is
will
it,
be
Em?
here in 5 minutes.
Let
Karen
go of
tried
me
to
right
bolt
now.
back toward
You
her
can't
yard,
keep me
but
here.
Nicholas blocked the
Karen,
gate.
It's over.
You're not going
They're here.
anywhere until the police see this.
Ma'am,
The
you need to
officers
calm
arrived
down.
quickly. They reviewed the footage on Nicholas's phone, took statements, and cuffed Karen for trespassing and criminal damage.
Ma'am,
Bob,
calm down.
her meek husband
You
who had
have the
finally
right to
emerged from the
remain
house,
silent.
looked exhausted. I told her to stop, he muttered. She wouldn't listen. As they led Karen away, she turned back, eyes wild. You think you won? This Catio will be torn down. I'll make sure of it. But the plot twist came the next morning at the follow-up HOA emergency session. The board had reviewed the security footage Nicholas submitted. More importantly, who had been called out earlier in the week had discovered something shocking during a routine check prompted by Karen's complaints. Karen's own backyard held an unpermitted above-ground pool and a massive privacy fence. Extension, both built without approvals and violating multiple HOA and city codes. The structures encroached on setback lines and drained improperly into the shared stormwater system. The board president read the report aloud. Mrs., you've been citing others for violations while maintaining illegal structures yourself. Effective immediately, the pool and fence or face fines exceeding $20,000. Karen sat stunned, mouth agape. The room erupted in whispers. Several neighbors who had supported her earlier now shook their heads. Nicholas stood quietly at the back. He didn't gloat. He simply said, I just wanted my cat to be safe and happy. Maybe we can all try to live and let live from now on. The meeting ended with the Catio officially protected. Karen was ordered to pay for the damaged mesh and issue a formal apology to the neighborhood. 2 weeks later, gleamed under the Arizona sun. Milo lounged on the top level, tail curled contentedly around a sunbeam. The AC unit hummed softly, keeping the space perfect even as temperatures climbed. Karen's pool and fence were gone, replaced by bare dirt and caution tape. She hadn't left her house much since the incident. Bob had been seen loading boxes into a moving van. Rumors said he was done with the constant drama. Nicholas sat on the patio with Emily, watching Milo chase a feather toy dangling from a string. A few neighbors stopped by to chat, congratulating him on standing his ground. One even asked for the contractor's number, inspired to build their own pet enclosure. Karen finally appeared at the fence one evening, looking smaller somehow. Her usual sharpness was gone. I shouldn't have done what I did, she said quietly. My late mother was allergic to cats. When one scratched me as a kid, it stuck with me. I let it control everything. I'm sorry about the shelter, and the hose, and everything. Nicholas studied her for a long moment. I accept the apology, Karen. But you can't destroy other people's peace just because of your own pain. We all have our issues. The difference is how we handle them. She nodded once, eyes glistening, and walked back inside without another word. In the months that followed, the neighborhood settled. The Facebook group grew quieter, filled more with recipe shares than complaints. Nicholas's Catio became a local landmark. Kids asked for tours, and Milo even made friends with a neighbor's dog through the mesh. Nicholas learned something important that year. Sometimes the best response to entitlement isn't anger. It's creating something so undeniably right that it forces everyone else to reconsider their own behavior. He had protected his family, and in doing so had reminded the whole block what Real community looked like. Milo, oblivious to the drama that had swirled around him, stretched luxuriously on his top perch and let out a satisfied meow. Building literal boundaries like an expensive Catio is sometimes the only way to enforce respect. When dealing with an entitled neighbor who refuses to respect yours,